It's Aleya Antoine. You're listening to Tease podcast. Everyone loves the tease. Stop. Don't get too excited. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Tease podcast. As you can tell from the get up, we're doing things a little bit fucking different today. First of all, if you can't see, I am currently wearing a camo top that I got from Twin Peaks, but I hoard all of my own uniforms. Hit me up if you need a Halloween costume, and a black leather miniskirt. And that is because we are doing Operation Tease today. As you can tell from the get up, we're doing things a little bit fucking different today. And I bet you're wondering, Aleya, what the fuck does Operation Tease mean? Okay, I was at the cafe the other day. I tried again. And the table next to me was talking about how it's so hard to make friends in your 20s. I have had people comment on the episodes, it is so hard to make friends in your 20s. I got a DM saying that it's hard to make friends in your 20s. I actually got a comment on my class discussion page, the podcast class, about how everyone is having a hard time making friends in your 20s. And I had been wanting to introduce a new segment because this is going to be kind of like a mini episode where we're going to focus on one topic, and I'm going to give you the fucking rundown. So this week's topic is making friends in your 20s, how to do it, and also what to avoid. This is a fucking stick up. So welcome, bitches. And if you're wondering, Aleya, what is your authority on this issue? Let me give you my credentials. First of all, I actually had a partner that was in the military. And when I went to Nothing Bunk Cakes, I was like, hey, can I get a military discount? And she was like, oh, thank you for your service. And I was like, oh, not me. My partner's in the service. And she was like, well, it takes a whole family, so thank you for your service. So I am actually a veteran. I'm basically Sergeant Aleya. I like the sound of that. And the only thing better than serving the American nation, as I have done, is serving the Tease Nation, because y'all are what counts and matters. And if you're wondering, this is so ironic because you just made an episode about how you've had the worst friend experience, fake friend here, there, you just have had ops all around. Think about it this way. In order to have so many bad friendships, I must have had a lot of them. Friendship is like dating, right? So if someone's a serial dater, of course they're going to have some bad boyfriends in there because their numbers are high. So I make a whole group of friends, right? I make 10 new friends, and then every other one is bad, which means that, yes, my friendship pool game is high as fuck. The problem that I've had is, like, was I making the quality ones? I don't know. But that's not what this is about. We're going to talk about how to make them. That way you feel, one, less alone in your 20s. Two, you have options with friends. And three, that way, what is another good reason to make friends? I don't know. Everyone has the reason that they want to make friends, especially when you're moving to a new city. And I know that I am personally thinking of moving. And so I want to share with y'all some of my strategies that I have done to do this. And yeah, let's get into it. Don't look at my boobs. Look at me. So the first way that you can make friends in your 20s is going to be through your job. Through your job is probably one of the easiest ways to make friends. That is where the majority of my friends have came from. I have had like probably over 7 different jobs. I don't know. Every time I go on vacation, I get a new job. And that has been a great way. But in order to do this, you have to work at a job where the demographic of employees is people that you would be friends with. Like, I understand that if I were to work at, I don't know, a fucking like tech bro firm, I could possibly have a hard time making friends because maybe those guys aren't my ideal type. But if you're working at a place, I'm assuming that a lot of y'all are in the customer service industry, bartending, restaurants. I'm sure some of y'all do content creation. Those are all amazing opportunities to make friends. Retail too. I think that the best way to become friends with your coworkers is you never want to be the person that cares about the job too much. And when I say that, I mean, obviously do a good job, but don't be the person that's like going up to your coworkers talking shit about how they didn't like clean underneath a table when they're getting paid $2.15 an hour and only making tips. Like, don't be the person with the stick up your ass. And also don't be the person that completely slacks off, because no one wants to be friends with the person that they're picking up dead weight. You know what I mean? So you want to teeter like a good line. Like I said, making friends is like dating. And when you're dating, yes, it is important to be yourself, but not too much now. Like, when you first meet someone that you want to be friends with, do not trauma dump on them. Do not tell them your whole life story. Friends also enjoy the chase. You want to get to know each other a little bit. Have you ever been at a party and someone comes up to you and they just start telling you every single thing about their life? And you're like, okay, cool. Someone come save me. Don't be that person. You want to show who you are without bombarding them, because the thing is, the person doesn't know you yet. They don't like you yet. They don't love you yet. So when you're doing that, they have no reason to give you the benefit of the doubt unless they're just honestly a nice fucking person. You know what I mean? Another way that you can make new friends would be new events. New events is an amazing way to make friends. Okay, for example, when I moved to Seattle, there was like this all gay party and me and Kai wanted to go to it so bad. We go to their Pride event and we literally, I don't know if we manifested or what, but we're like, we're going to become friends with the people who go here, the people who are on the TikTok. Like, that is our mission. The funny part is we were using our fake IDs at this time. I don't know if I should say that. Okay, we're 21 now. No, we're 22 now, so don't come at me. But we were like, we're going to be friends with all these people. We were only 20, so we honestly didn't go to that many events, and we kind of just forgot after we said that, right? Fast forward, we started getting slightly involved in the events. We started actually doing some of their TikToks. We started walking up to people to say hi. People would come up to us and say hi, and we wouldn't just do like one-off, like, oh, nice to meet you. Like, have a little mini conversation. Say your name. Say where you're from. Compliment the other person. Oh my gosh. Especially if you're making girlfriends, a compliment goes not even an inch, not even a mile. It goes a yard. It goes a football field. You know how many friends I've made just because they called me pretty? Or because I called them pretty? People love to hear compliments about themselves. And that is a great conversation starter if you don't really know what to talk about. But also make sure the compliment's genuine, because trust me, people know when you're not being genuine about that stuff. But going to new events and putting yourself out there is a great way to meet friends, especially if the event caters to some sort of identity or interest that you have. Like, if I was really into art, I would go to like maybe a pottery class that is going on. If I was into, let's see, what's another thing? Oh, I'm Caribbean, right? In Seattle, there's a bunch of different Caribbean events. They have brunches, they have different lounges for it. I actually would go to some of those events and I would make Caribbean friends. Now I'm friends with one of the DJs from them. Like, going to events that you actually feel some sort of connection to, because then you're going to want to talk to the people there. Also, with niche events, I've found that people are used to going and meeting new people. Like, when you just go to like a club that's for everyone, people aren't there to make new friends. They're there to party with the friends that they already have. But when you're going to a little bit of a more niche setting, people are open to making friends, because if I go to like a Caribbean festival, I want to meet other Caribbean people. If I go to a gay event, I want to meet other gay people. If I go to that pottery class, I want to meet other artsy people. Planting, I know they have stuff for that. Gardening, just getting involved in community events. Go on their website, go on their Instagram and see if they have volunteer roles, or sometimes they even have roles that pay just to like help out a little bit. And then boom, that's an easy way too. Speaking of going to their Instagram, social media. I know y'all didn't want to hear it, but social media, for some reason, is a great place to make friends. I don't know why everyone just focuses on the negative from social media when the amount of networking opportunities. Now, I know networking doesn't necessarily mean like friendship, but it can sometimes be both. And then also just making friends with other people that have similar interests, because here's the thing, social media is pretty much a whole pot. in your hand of new people that you can meet. If I see a girl's Instagram and I love her aesthetic, I love her reels, I love her posts, I just genuinely appreciate the content, I am going to like 3 pictures and I am going to comment on one of them too. And I do that because why would you not make friends? Sometimes when you're just in the physical environment that you are, it's going to be hard to make friends that are similar to you. Like when I was living in San Antonio, Texas, do you think that I had a bunch of Black friends at my disposal? No, I did not. But on Instagram, you know how many Black girls I am mutuals with? A good amount. I mean, we're only 13% of the population. So if I want to find them and I don't live in a city that's predominantly Black, I'm definitely going to go on Instagram to find those people. So don't be shy to like people's photos and comments like on them. For me, if someone does that to me, I'm like, oh my God, she's so sweet. I don't think that she's creepy. And even I see guys doing that on other people's. Like I have mutuals and I'll see other guy creators like commenting on them. People aren't as scary and as mean from the jump as you think. So if you like something, say something. No one is going to say, oh my gosh, did you see that she complimented me in my comment section? No one's going to complain about that. Don't be shy. It is a great way to shoot your friendship shot. Again, friendships are like relationships. So when we look at ways to be in a relationship with people, we can kind of do that with friendship, and our odds of actually making the shot are a lot higher than they are when it comes to the dating scene, especially if you want to make a friend that's like the same gender or sex as you. Like it's becomes really easy. Speaking of social media, this is also a practice that you could do in real life and online to attract a certain type of friend. And that is just going to be the friend that you would want. If I wanted a friend that was like super into like fashion and Y2K and all this stuff, when I go out in the streets, I'm going to wear a cute outfit. If I want someone who's maybe into crystals and stuff, best believe I'm going to be wearing a maxi skirt. It's also just like present yourself. This goes back to our last episode. Present yourself as you, and friends that are similar are going to come to you. That is a great way to attract people. I want you to go ahead in the back of your mind, think about when you were wearing one of your favorite outfits and think about the compliments that you received. Were a lot of them from people that would also wear something similar? Duh. It's because people like people who are similar to them. As much as opposites attract, like, yes, you could also attract someone completely opposite because they love it and they're like, that's so different. But also similar people attract similar people. If I were to see a girl, right, in an all pink dress with barrettes and stuff, big eyelashes, and platform shoes, which I have before, I am going to run at her. Usain Bolt style. I am going to propose to her on one knee and say, would you like to be my fucking friend? Because you, girl, it's giving. You're my spirit animal. Yeah, it's because I was like, I would wear that exact same outfit. Should we be friends? I think we should. And it's just the same as, again, when you go on social media and see someone's profile that has a similar aesthetic to you, why would you not become friends? It kind of solidifies that you have similar interests sometimes too. Unless you know that what you're wearing will attract a toxic version, then maybe like, Because I've had some outfits where I'm like, if you would wear this too, what does that say about you? But also, what does that say about me? Speaking of meeting people, speaking of mutuals, the age-old way to make a good-ass friend, a common fucking enemy. If someone tells me that they hate the same person that I do, you best believe that is my new homie. You have good taste. I like how you think because I also don't fuck with her. Meeting people through a common enemy. And here's the thing. Now, this could change your whole perspective on an ex-best friend, an ex-partner, maybe a teacher that you didn't like. Maybe you both don't like your brother. Maybe you both don't like, I don't know, whoever is hosting some event. You know what I mean? I don't know. It just says something about a person. There's this girl. I wouldn't say that I'm a hater. Honestly, I probably am kind of a hater. I saw her. I was with a new friend, right? And the girl goes, I don't know what it is. Like, I don't want to be a hater, but there's just something about her that I don't like. When I tell you, my eyes lit up and I was like, it's not just me. It's not just me. Think about when you're in class and the teacher who, oh my God, this is just like the other summer class I'm taking, not the pod one. The teacher likes to assign fucking like 6 assignments during the week, during the summer. If I meet someone who's in that course and they're like, yeah, I hate her class too, boom, you're my new bestie. Because what the fuck? If I'm at work and you have the dick ass manager who acts like this is your career when he knows damn well that you are using your tips to buy bottles for Saturday night and he's just up your ass, and my coworker says, oh, I just cannot stand Manager Gio, best believe you're my new favorite coworker. You want to go talk about him? Because here's the thing. Unfortunately, and I know that we all want to say gossiping is bad and gossiping is wrong. We all gossip. Humans gossip. The reason why humans gossip is not even inherently bad. It's just that when you know similar people, of course you're going to talk about it. When you're having experiences, of course you're going to talk about it. A good gossip session, a good mutual hatred can bring people close. I think I've actually made like a good amount of friends from this. And it doesn't have to be like that deep. Like, it's lighthearted. Sometimes you don't even dislike the person that much, but you just want to like feel like you're not a crazy hater. That sounds like toxic advice, but I know that it fucking works. Another way to make friends. I like to call this the recycle method. Reduce, reuse, recycle. Aren't we like a sustainable generation now? Don't we love Earth Day over here? Recycling old friends. Hear me out. You have a friend, right? And then maybe they move away. Maybe you just fade off because of life. What's to say that you can't be friends again in the future? So the other day I'm just chilling in my bed and I get a text from my friend Gabby. Me and Gabby were on the track team together and we were so close. Like, I loved her. I was a junior and she was a sophomore. So it was like that little sister vibe. We were in the same track friend group and everything, right? There was no beef. There was no dislike. What happened was I ended up going to a different school my senior year, and then COVID happened. By then I was in college and she was still in high school, and we just didn't talk anymore. Life literally just threw a rock in our relationship, and it's not that we disliked each other. It's not that anything bad happened. Life just actually happened. So I'm chilling here 5 years later, and I get a text from Gabby saying, hey girl, I'm in Seattle with my best friend. I was wanting to know if you would want to meet up. I literally looked at Kai and I was like, no fucking way. I was like, my friend from 5 years ago just texted me. First of all, I felt like I just wanted Oscar. I felt so special that she even remembered that I existed. I felt special that she remembered that I existed and that she wanted to link up again after 5 years. That is so nice. That's so flattering. And you bet your ass that I met up with her, and it literally felt like it hadn't been 5 years. Like, she was the exact same person. We had the exact same dynamic that we always have had. So don't be afraid to like reach out to those old friends that you might have faded off with, because it doesn't mean that the friendship can't work. It just means that life happens and it's okay to connect again. And I think that sometimes, like for me, maybe I want to reach out to a friend, right, that I used to have, and I get shy and I'm like, she probably doesn't even remember who I am. Or I don't know if she'll say yes to this text. Chances are, if the other person is also in their 20s, they are going to say yes to you. And if they say no, they are going to offer an alternative. Like my other friend, she's in Texas, right? I'm going back to Texas, but I can't see her because me and my family are going to the beach. Speaking of which, my trip is definitely 4 hours and I have not packed, and I'm recording this episode right now. Oh my God. Am I the best sergeant in the world? Am I the best, like, team leader? Anywho, maybe this is procrastination at its finest. I am definitely a procrastination person. Like, I cry every day saying, life's so hard and I get so stressed out. But I know damn well that if I had a full day to work on something, that I would get nothing done. Like, if you give me 8 hours, right? That whole 8 hours, I probably will not finish it. But if you tell me, Aleya, you have 6 other things to do today and you only have a 4-hour window, get this fucking done. I can do it so fucking quick. What is the psychology of that? It's like, for some reason, pressure is like Adderall. I've done Adderall before, started my SATs, and it just made me feel so stuck. Like, I know that people use it in college a lot, but I actually have made it my entire college career without using it. And it was just because I felt so boring. Like, I felt like I couldn't laugh. I felt like I was hyper-focused. But then sometimes people tell me that that means that I might have ADHD. And I've always kind of like wondered, do I have ADHD? I don't know, because I used to think that ADHD was where you can't focus and you're like this and that. I can focus pretty well, but I was listening to a podcast and it said that ADHD could also manifest itself as you feeling like you have so many things to do, right? And then you end up doing none of them, or you can only do all of them at the same time, but you're always like crying and down and out, and you like go into the spiral of like, I have too many things to do, so then you do nothing, right? And then you're like, well, now I'm freaking out because I'm doing nothing, but I also just can't do anything because my brain literally just went into overload and I feel completely debilitated. I feel frozen. I realize that ranting about this mid-episode while I'm on a completely different topic does not help my case for being non-ADHD. Back to the topic of making friends. I just gave y'all a bunch of fucking ways to meet new friends. And when you make this new friend, you shoot your shot, you hook them, you catch, you reel them in. Now what do? What if you want more friends? What if this is only one friend? So let's go into the next chapter of our operation. How to keep a friend. You have pool game, but what about retention? First of all, this all goes back to being genuine with your first initial reach out. Do not compliment, do not go for friends that you actually don't want. I am not going to do this, and this to get a friend that I don't even like enough to keep. That is just honestly fucked up on your part if you do that, because what was the point? Now maybe your friends, what you want to do is you want to keep up with them. You want to comment on their Instagram posts that they post. You know what I mean? You want to invite them out to dinner. You want to hang out with them. Start finding ways to like see them again without being too forward. So maybe don't plan a whole day together, right? Don't do that because you're just meeting. Plan one activity that can be done that you would share a mutual interest in. For example, if I make a friend, right? And we're both into, let's say, getting our nails done. Oh, that's so cliche. We can plan a day to get our nails done together. We're not planning breakfast, nails, go to the club, get ready. No, you don't want to be like, do you want to go this, and this place? Plan one thing together because it also seems more achievable for both of you to go. Sometimes when people read too much from an unknown source, their mind again goes into overload and they're like, I can't go at all. So make it simple. Make it something fun. Maybe it only lasts like an hour or two. That way you don't like get in that conversation lull. And who knows, maybe from that one thing, because this happens to me a lot, we hang out, we do the activity. Next thing I know, we're spending the whole rest of the day together. We went to get our nails done and now we're getting lunch. Now we're at the club. Now I spend the night at her house. I don't U-Haul relationships. Okay, maybe I do, but I U-Haul friendships too. But it all starts with one initial plan. Now, let's say that you're not the person who sent the plan, you're the receiver, right? I'm going to be so fucking for real with you guys. You only have 2 times to cancel. I'm sorry, but my pet peeve is people who cancel plans last fucking minute. And here's the thing. If you can't go, just be honest. I don't understand why you would agree to something that you know damn well you can't go to. Now I get life happens, last minute you can't go. Send an opportunity to reschedule. And when you do that opportunity to reschedule, please keep in mind that you just canceled. So you better go to the reschedule. And if you cancel the reschedule, bow out gracefully, hit the road, because you obviously can't keep a plan and you don't want to keep the friend that bad. I'm not trying to make you guys feel bad, but flakes don't make friends. Flaking does not build relationships. Flaking won't get you the job. Flaking won't get you the friend. Flaking won't get you the boyfriend, the girlfriend. Flaking literally means that you bowed out ungracefully. If you say, hey, that sounds like an amazing plan. I know that I probably can't go. Maybe I know that I'm busy that day. Maybe I know that I just don't like to go anywhere on Tuesdays. I just don't like doing it. Make an alternative plan. Know yourself and know where you're going to show up to. Especially if it's something that you guys had to book in advance together or buy tickets for or make a reservation for. Flaking last minute without a good reasoning, it is just so inconsiderate of the other person's time. Do not be that person, because I can tell you right now, if people do that to me, I'm not going to reach out to them again. Everyone's time is valuable. Time is the most expensive thing that we all have. And so don't waste other people's. You know how many times that I have committed to an activity? It's an hour before. I am slumped. My eyes are droopy. I want to do nothing more than go into bed. but nothing actually like has happened to make me not be able to go, I am still gonna go because I made a commitment to that person, and I'm not gonna cancel on you 3 hours before. Like, sorry guys, I really don't want my Tease people out here being flakes, because it's just not a good look. So then you guys hang out, right? It's kind of like a first date. It's like a first friendship date. Realize if you like them. Do you like this person? Trust your intuition. I am telling you this from a scorned friendship woman. Trust your intuition. The amount of times that my life would have been saved if I just stuck to my initial opinion on this person. Like, I remember meeting these two people that I became friends with, right? And I was like, something's a little off about them. One of them seems kind of crazy and one of them seems kind of rude. If I would have just stuck to that, I would have saved myself from like 9 months worth of trauma. Like, trust your intuition. It is always right. And that doesn't mean that they're a bad person. You could have a first impression that's just like, I know that we like each other, but I know that we'll never make it to the friend level. I've had people like that too. I'm like, I know that we fuck with each other, we're cool, but us doing like hangouts, it just won't work. Also, be like for real with yourself. When you're going into these, you're not looking for a best friend, you're looking for a friend. That is also something that I should have learned. Because if you look for best friends, you're going to over romanticize people, you're going to set your expectations too high, and then you kind of put yourself in a position to be hurt. The best friendships are made organically, and honestly, a lot of best friends that I've made that have lasted happened over the course of a long time. The people where I just dove straight into the deep end with them, no. Because I think that it takes, studies say, like 3 years to get to know a person, or like 2 years. So you may say, oh my God, we're best friends, but you only knew each other for 5 months. Suddenly on month 7, they're a completely different person. The mask is off. They can't keep up the facade anymore. And you're like, you know what? This friendship would have lasted more if we only went to our pottery classes together. This friendship would have lasted more if we just stayed club friends. But instead, we had to make it a whole to-do and spend Christmas together. And now I'm hurt. Don't do that. Basically, after you do that, just kind of keep up with each other, keep up with those friendship things. And if it's meant to last, it will happen organically. Also, don't take it to heart if it doesn't work out, because sometimes people just have lives, and sometimes maybe they just can't hang out for a while. But if they're telling you in advance that they can't make it, that is a-okay. That is so nice. Don't write people off just because maybe life gets in the way. Only write them off if they flake on you. I'm gonna give y'all the best way to circle back. Expand your circle. Become friends with their friends. Boom, bada bing, bada boom. When you meet one person that you like, chances are they know a person too, and that person may be similar to them. This has happened with me so many times. Like, I've been on the receiving and the giving end. If you think, oh my God, I like her so much, she's in all these plans, and you know that she has other people that are into this too, why not get to know her other friends? Why not give them a chance? Why stop there? And I think the only way that you can do this is don't go at it from the angle of, I just want a group of friends, because that's fucked up. Like, don't just become friends with someone's entire friend group because you just want friends and not because you care about the actual people. When I say make friends through them, I mean put in the same strategy. She introduces you to her friend. Do I like this person? Could I get to know this person? The key is that you want to treat them like an individual. I think the reason why a lot of people don't make friends through mutuals is because they just treat the person like someone else's friend, right? Like, oh, we're both friends with Becky, so all we talk about is Becky, and she's Becky's friend to me. Address her as her fucking name. Address her as Serena. Get to know her on a personal level. Don't get to know her as someone else's friend. She is an individual herself, and give her that time of day, because who knows? Maybe you and Becky, maybe y'all don't click that much. Maybe you're just regular friends, right? But you and Serena get along really well. Like, you never know where you're going to be at a place with someone. So you just want to treat people like individuals. Side note, do not become friends when you're doing this strategy. Do not become friends with like your best friend's boyfriend or your best friend's girlfriend. If you become best friends locked in with your friend's partner, you have no control over the friendship, because what if they break up? What if she starts resenting you because y'all are hanging out more? Unless you met them together, that is completely fine. But if you're best friends with someone, I think that their partner is just their partner. Do not get in bed with them. Do not become too close with them, because honestly, you never know when they're going to break up and they're going to be dropped and then you can never talk to them again. Or what happens if you become friends and then you end up actually not liking her that much, and now you're hanging out all the time and you can't even treat it as an objective hangout because you're like, I don't even fucking like her. Man, guys, I hope that I gave y'all some good tips today. I know that like being in your 20s, it is so hard to make friends. Like, let's just be so real. It is so difficult, and it feels like everyone is past the age of making friends. But honestly, from the feedback that I've gotten and from conversations that I've overheard, because I'm nosy as fuck, we all want friends. People may say that it was so much easier in elementary school and it was so much easier in high school. Nuh-uh-uh. High school is where cliques were. The adult life, we are all on our own. We are all alone in this big ass world, and we all want companions to do it with. There is no societal expectation telling us who we can and cannot talk to. This is actually the best time and opportunity to make those genuine friendships. Maybe it doesn't lead to being best friends, but it's still friendships. Everyone is not scary. Everyone is not a bitch. Everyone's not an asshole. Everyone's not a dick. People are actually really fucking nice. If they're not nice, then that's where you trust the intuition. And I don't know, guys. I mean, I can't say that I know how to catch every bad apple, that's for sure. But I can tell you that there are ways to make friends, and it is not impossible. So stop telling yourself that. Also, keep in mind the old saying, friendship is about quality, not quantity. That's my last thing. Oh my gosh, this is our very first mini Operation Tease. We will be having this segment, just like the Tease Me ones, throughout different episodes. So trust me that we're going to get into some more stuff. I mean, this is a stick up. Let me know what other segments you want to do. What should we go hard-hitting facts on? And if you love this segment, if you love the podcast, please, please, please share it with a friend, rate, review, subscribe on all platforms, and write in your questions, write in your opinions. I want to know what you guys think. Follow the podcast on all platforms at Tease Pod on Instagram, at Tease Podcast on everything else. My socials are all under at Aleya Antoine. I will see you guys next Tease Tuesday. Love you guys. I need to go pack.